Last time we got the headers out of the car, we're going to get the up pipe out next, and while we're at it, there's a couple other things we can take care of. So here we are looking up at the passenger side cylinder head. The driver's side is leaky too. It's not as bad, so I just want to show you this one. What happens over time is all the oil that's in there kind of starts to seep through this gasket for the valve cover. So what we're going to do is, while all this stuff is apart and we have all this space to work, we're going to get this guy out. You can do the whole job from up above, but I figured since we're here, it'll be much easier to get to these three. So let's do it. These shouldn't be on there too tight, so especially since they're covered in oil, I guess that would help them from getting super stuck in there. And oh yeah, you can kind of they're almost at the point where you can turn them by hand, but still easier with a ratchet or ratcheting wrench. Let's get these three out, and then get the same three out on the other side, lower the car, and do the rest of the job. But this will save us, I think, a lot of headache getting at these from here. So as soon as you take these back bolts out, it's gonna drip oil. That's where the leak comes from anyways, so that's where it's gonna drip from. These front two shouldn't be a problem. So we got those three bottom bolts out on each side, a bunch of oil spilled out, not too much, not that big a deal. The rest we're going to do from up here. We're going to get this battery out next, we're going to get this washer fluid reservoir out, see how much more space that gives us to work, see what else we might need to move out of the way. Coil sucks to take out, but if you turn it upside down, it's much easier. So let's get these out of the way. Next we want to take out this oil filler, and that's going to be three 10mm bolts. Now, I've been told it's a good idea to remember which of these bolts came out of where, because they can be different lengths, but so far these have all been the same. Now the old gaskets, you can't really tell on the camera, so I'm not showing you guys, so you'll just have to take my word for it. But the old gaskets, you could see parts of it where everything was hardened near the bottom. These are still nice and good. So we're gonna put it back. So it looks like here's the order. You just crisscross, so top center, top front, bottom rear, bottom front, top rear. So let's do that. It's not very, very tight, but just snug. Not showing you the very bottom ones because you can't see it anyway, but you just want to tighten it in a crisscross pattern, kind of like with your lug nuts. Alright, now we can put all the rest of the stuff back together, and get to the other side. This side is all done and back together. Now we're going to do the same thing, but on the passenger side. So this side might be a little bit different depending on which intake you have. I have the Cobb one, so I'm going to have to take this heat shield out, take this intake out. With the stock one, it might be a little bit different. You're probably going to have to take this pipe and the stock air box and this plastic shroud out. Problem with having a rebuilt Title car where this shit is all banged up is things like this don't ever fit right. Look at that, beautiful. That was easy. So here you can kind of see the crash damage. You can see the radiator support is all bent up, and over here it is too. So most importantly, the suspension still aligns just fine. Little things like the intake doesn't fit right and things like that. Anyway, so we're taking a break from that side because I'm an idiot and I forgot to put the coils back on. I don't think I'll have to take the battery out, just this, but always something. Yeah, let's see what we can do. This one's the back, this one's the front. Goes in upside down to make it easier. better I noticed now than I'm try to go and start the car and I have to figure out why it's only half running. Anyway, alright. Hopefully I'll remember to put them back in this time. Everyone who complains that they're a pain to get to or whatever should be thankful that it's not a Porsche. These, the less of an angle that you give it, the less it fights you. There's the two coils. One. Two. Like I said, same applies here. Turn it upside down before you take it out, and it'll go without any headaches. Move this out of the way. Alright, these two hoses are out and out of the way. Let's undo these and see how it goes. So we have one left. This one, once it's out, everything else should come out as well. Alright, so here is the passenger side valve cover. Here is inside of it. This came apart not very easily, but where it was leaking down here, this rubber stuff is like super hard and almost cracking, so it makes sense that this is where it was leaking from. So with the new gaskets it should be okay. This one popped off really easily, but this one, for some reason, does not want to, and I'm wondering if just this whole side gets exposed to more heat or something, and this rubber gets degraded much quicker. So I'm going to clean this up and then we're going to put it back in. So now with the new gaskets in and everything all cleaned up, we are just going to put everything back and reverse exactly what we just did. And you're going to want to tighten these in an X pattern just like the other side. Alright, so this valve cover is going back on. I'm going to put everything else back together, and that's one more little mini project done. Next, we're going to get this exhaust finished up, get everything back together completely, and get the car running again. Thanks for watching.